Hey guys, as you might be aware, there are several changes in GST registration process. There are Aadhaar authentication and physical verification process that you need to know before going for registration of GST. Hey guys, I am Vivek from Fintechs Pro, where we talk about finance and taxation, and in today's video we are going to discuss about how to get registered under GST. I will guide you stepwise that how to fill the form and how to do the Aadhaar authentication and how to do this complete process step. So without further wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, let's first understand the procedural requirement of CGST rules and CGST Act, and then we will move on to the practical part, that how to file that application form. So under rule number 8 of CGST rule 2017, we need to move an application GST REG 1. Now this application form is divided into two parts. Part A will contain a basic information and part B will contain a detailed information, and after that we need to do an Aadhaar authentication. And after all this process, under rule number 9, the proper officer or the GST officer give us the approval for registration. So this is the basic procedural part. Now let's move to the system and understand how to fill part A and part B of GST registration form. So guys, we are on the system now. Now you need to go onto the official website of GST, gst.gov.in. So this is the official website of GST. Now here you need to go into the taxpayer register. Now you need to click on register now. So guys, this is basically the part A, where you need to give your basic information, your PAN number, and after that OTP verification will be done through your mail ID and mobile number, and after that you will receive an temporary reference number, commonly known as TRN number. So what you need to do is you need to select a new registration, and I am a taxpayer. You need to select a taxpayer. Then you need to select the state, from which state, and so the state I'm selecting here is Delhi. Now district, you need to select your own district. So I am selecting my appropriate district. Then in the next column, you need to mention the legal name. Now here you need to understand one thing, that legal name of business as mentioned in your PAN number. So the name which is mentioned on your PAN number, you need to mention that name only here. You don't need to mention here any trade name, any trademark name. You need to mention the name which is mentioned on your PAN number. So I'm mentioning that name here. So after mentioning the legal name, you need to mention the PAN number, and after mentioning the correct PAN, you need to mention the correct email ID and mobile number. Now you need to take care that your mobile number and mail ID must be correct, because an OTP will be sent on those numbers. So once you have mentioned these details correctly, then just mention that CAPTCHA code and proceed. Now you will receive an OTP on your mobile number and email ID. So you need to mention that OTP here, and after that a temporary reference number will be generated. So guys, we have filled the part A of GST registration form. Now let's move to the part B of GST registration form. Now in this part, you will have to mention your detailed information, your place of business, your proof of place of business. So these details you need to fill in part B of GST. So guys, we have done the part A of GST registration form. Now let's move to the part B of registration form, where you will have to mention all your detailed information, your place of supply, your promoter and partners detail or proprietor details. So all these detailed information will be mentioned in part B. So now we are again on the same website, gst.gov.in. Here you need to go on register now. Now here, as we already have the temporary reference number on our mail ID, so what we will do is, this is the part A actually. Now we will have to go on temporary reference number, because we have that number. We will paste that number here and mention that CAPTCHA code and just enter. So after mentioning OTP, you can proceed to file your part B of registration form. So guys, this is our application form. We will have to fill all the details here. So let me brief you once about this form. In first tab, you need to mention your business detail, then your partner or promoter detail or proprietor detail also, and then authorized signatory, then authorized representative. In case of company or LLP, you need to have an authorized representative. So these details are optional detail basically. And then principal place of business. So in this part now, principal place of business, you will have to attach a document, a proof of address proof, where you are conducting your business or providing services. Then we have additional place of business. So let's suppose you have multiple branches, then you can also go for the additional place of business. This is basically an optional. And next is goods and service. You need to give 5 HSN codes in which you are dealing. Then we have state specific information, so this is also optional. And at last we will have to do the Aadhaar authentication, and then we will have to verify. And after filing this, after submitting this application, we need to go for the Aadhaar authentication. So let me tell you what are the fields which are optional. See, this authorized representative is optional, additional place of supply is optional, and state specific information is optional. So these 3 tabs are optional, and in other tabs you need to fill the data accordingly. So let's move to the filing the application, and let's see what detail you need to fill in the form. So I have basically mentioned all the details. I will explain you that what you need to do, what you need to mention in those columns. So first of all, there is legal name of business, permanent account number. These are auto-populated from part A. Then we have to select the trade name. Now here you need to mention your trade name from which you are marketing or from which you are working. So this is basically your trade name. Now I am showing you the GST registration for an LLP. You can also select any foreign company or government company or proprietorship. So whichever the applicable form you can select from here. So I am basically showing you how to do the registration of an LLP. So this is LLP registration. Then you need to select your district. Now these 2 tables, these 2 columns, are you applying for casual taxable person? So casual taxable person, if you want to apply in a casual taxable person, then you can obviously enable it, otherwise don't enable it. And next is composition scheme. So if you want to opt for composition scheme, then you can go for this, enable this tab. Now next we have reason for registration. What are your reasons? So there are many reasons from which you need to select that why you are registering in GST. Suppose you have crossed the threshold limit, you are making any interstate supply. So these are basically the reasons that why you need to register under GST. So basically we are registering only on voluntary basis, and our date of commencement of business you need to mention from which date you are commencing your business. Next is indicating existing registration. Now this column is optional. Let me tell you, this is optional column. If you are a proprietor, you don't need to enter anything here. However, in case of LLP and companies, you need to mention your certificate of incorporation. You need to attach your certificate of incorporation here. You need to mention the details of your LLP or your SIN number, company SIN number, and date of registration, and then attach the document. So basically I am applying for a LLP, and that's why I have mentioned the LLP details and attach a certificate of incorporation. So after attaching this detail, what you need to do, in case of proprietorship, you don't need to attach anything here. Then you can go for save and continue. So these are the details of basically here you need to enter the partner detail, promoter details, or in case of proprietor details. So let me show you what are the details you need to mention here. These are the basic details: name, date of birth, mobile number, and mail ID. After that, now these details are mandatory. DIN number is mandatory in case of company and LLP. In case of LLP, partners DIN number is required, designated partner DIN number. In case of company also, you need to mention the DIN number of promoter, and you need to enter the status. In case of proprietorship, there is no need to mention any number here. However, you can only just put it there, proprietor or owner, in this column. So guys, after that you need to mention the residential address. Now this is the residential address, not the business address. So you need to enter the residential address of the partner or promoter or the proprietor, that means an individual. Then you need to upload a passport size photo here, and at last you need to select whether this person is an authorized signatory or not. So this person in my case is authorized signatory, and that's why I have enabled this column. And then you just need to save this. After that, you can enter add new if you want to enter some other person. If there are more promoters, more than 2 promoters, or if there is other than OPC, then you can enter add a new person from here. Otherwise, in case of proprietor, you need to mention only one person's detail and then just continue from here. So in next tab, we have to mention the details of authorized signatory. So basically, I have already selected one person as authorized signatory. In case of proprietor, you don't need to enter anything here. This data will be auto-populated. However, in case of LLP, partnership or a company, you need to mention the details here and also need to attach a letter of authorization or a board meeting consent letter. You need to attach here. Then you can just save and continue. And then this is basically the authorized representative. In case of company, if there is someone else who is representing the company, so you can enter the details here or just don't enable this option. So I already told you this is an optional column, authorized representative. You can just save and continue. This is the principal place of supply and you need to enter correct details here. You also need to attach a supporting document in this principal place of supply. You need to mention the principal place of supply as per your documents and other basic details. Obviously, you also need to mention here your state jurisdiction and as well as your central jurisdiction. You can find the state and central jurisdiction from CBIC website. I will give the link in description. You can check it out from there. After that, you need to mention email ID, mobile number and other basic details. Then you need to select the nature of possession of premises. Now here you need to enter the business premises details where you are conducting your business or providing any services. You also need to upload here the supporting documents like electricity bill or rent agreement or consent letter. So there are many documents which you can upload here. After that, you need to select the nature of activity that you are doing from that principal place of supply. So I have already selected the applicable activities that I'll be conducting from that principal place of supply. Then you need to just save and continue. Now we are on additional place of business. So in case you have multiple place of supplies, you can enter details here. Now one important point you need to take care, you can add as much as additional place of supply, but you need to provide the supporting documents like consent letter or any rent agreement. Then you can continue from here. If you don't have any other additional place of supply, then you can just continue from there. Then here you need to enter the goods or services HSN code in which you are dealing. So basically in this case, they are providing only services. So I have mentioned the services here, the services SAC code. Basically in case of service, there is SAC code. In case of goods, there is HSN code. So I have mentioned the SAC codes here. You need to mention at least one HSN code and maximum 5 SAC codes here or HSN codes. So I mentioned 5 SAC codes here and then save and continue. Now this is also an optional state specific information. If you have any PT code number, PT employee code number, then you can mention here. Professional tax registration certificate, you can mention the registration number here. Excise license number, you need to mention here, and name of person to whom excise is held. So these details, if you have, you need to mention these details here. If you don't have, you can skip this step and just go save and continue. Now we are on Aadhaar authentication. This is important part. You need to take care. Your Aadhaar authentication must be done correctly, otherwise your application will not be processed. This is the important point which is changed recently. So what you need to do is, firstly you need to click yes here. That means you are opting for Aadhaar authentication, and then you need to check the details, because on this mail ID which I have mentioned, I will receive the link through which I need to do and conduct an Aadhaar OTP. So you need to take care that your mail ID must be correct. So after verifying these details, you need to do save and continue. Then it will give a warning that you have opted for Aadhaar authentication. Would you like to go for Aadhaar authentication? So you just need to do yes, okay here. And this is basically the last verification tab. What you need to do is just click on this verify that statement and just click the person who is authorized for signing the documents. You just need to mention the place here. Now, since I have told you I am doing this registration for an LLP. In case of LLP and companies, you need a DSC for signing any application on GST portal. However, in case of proprietor, if you are doing for proprietor now, then this tab is also enabled. Let me tell you, this submit with EVC. So you can also submit that form through the EVC method. However, since I'm applying for an LLP, I need to sign through a digital signature certificate. So basically I have signed this document with the DSC and my application is now processing. Now I will receive a mail from GST department through which I have to do an Aadhaar authentication. Let me show you how to do that Aadhaar authentication, because that is an important step which you need to complete successfully, otherwise our application will not be processed. That's all for today guys. Please do consider for subscribing if you like our content. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.
सर फोड़ दो भाई, काला कट्टा चुप हो जा। ओ मेरे भाई, सब्जी धनिया मूली बाद में ले लेना। आलू ले लो, कांदा ले लो। इतना सा स्पीकर, उसमें इतनी जोर से आवाज हो।